Chapter 16. We must now understand the specifics of the matter of this line and thread, the kav v'chut, and how it has both the aspects of encompassing lights and inner lights. This is as stated in Eitz Chaim. It circles and returns and recircles, as explained elsewhere at length. This aspect of the first encompassing circle is called the lower purity. This is the aspect of the general encompassing light which encompasses the four worlds of Atzilut, Bria, Yitzira, and Asiya equally, as stated in the beginning of Eitz Chaim. However, let us first preface with an explanation of the general matter of the line, the kav, to understand how it is the aspect of a general hayuli for all the many particular influences which branch out from it until the end of the world of Asiya, as mentioned previously. This may be understood by way of the well-known analogy regarding the matter of a general thought. With this general thought, he gazes and sees to the end of all generations with one glance. As Maimonides expresses it, this is the meaning of the statement, with the knowledge of himself, he knows all creatures, as explained elsewhere at length. As known, the explanation of these things is that there are two types of desire. The first is the simple essential desire of the essential self, which is literally included in the essential self. This cannot yet be called a general thought or desire, for it still is totally one with his essential self, literally. For example, even if this desire has already been determined within himself, that is, how to do a particular act of kindness, or how to speak or think it, or how to conceptualize a particular concept, or to have desire or pleasure in a particular thing. Nonetheless, even though this essential determined desire is connected to the extension of the desire for a specific matter, however, it itself remains included in his hidden self. It therefore does not yet have the aspect of being general or particular. Only afterwards, when the desire which he determined in himself arises to come out into actuality, does it become revealed out of its hiddenness. Only then does this desire come to an aspect of being general and particular. In other words, it may now be defined as a general thought which includes the entire concept of the act from beginning to end in one glance. Afterwards, it divides into particular desires, each of which possesses intellect and emotions, etc. All of these desires come into succession to one another in a chaining down in which the upper desire encompasses the lower desire, like a circle within a circle. This type of desire is called a composite desire, for it is made up of a general desire and particular desires. This may be understood through the well-known analogy of a person who desires to build a large building according to his predetermined desire that it should specifically be built in a specific manner. Now, even though this predetermined desire comes in a way of a measured, specific pleasure, that it should specifically be thus, and it obviously follows that the intellect and emotions of this desire come with certain defined proportions and measurements, nevertheless, all of this is the estimation and predetermination as it still exists within the essential self. As of yet, it is totally included in his essence, and it is as if it is non-existent. Only with the passage of time, when the thought comes to be acted upon, is it that the actual divisions of all these predetermined particulars and various specifications become recognized. However, at first, this desire comes in a general manner, i.e., that he should have a building with a particular form. Afterwards, it divides into particular desires for each particular detail. It thus descends with order and levels, beginning with the first general desire, which includes everything in one glance, to a particular of this desire. Now, the particular desire is also considered to be a general desire relative to the particular desires which branch from it. This process continues until the very final desire and concept, which is the final action at the conclusion of everything. This will suffice for those of understanding. The analogy of all this may be understood in regard to how it is above, as far as the difference between the aspects of the upper purity and the lower purity which follows the tzimtzum. That which he estimated within himself in potential within the upper purity is similar to the aforementioned determination as it is within the simple desire of the essential self. As of yet, it has not come to an aspect of spreading forth from the self altogether. Moreover, Even though this essential determined desire connects to the extended desire that follows afterwards, nonetheless it remains included in the hidden essential self of the infinite light, Atzmut or Ein Sof. It is therefore above and beyond the aspect of a general desire of being considered to be a general desire which foresees and gazes everything in a single glance. However, the second desire, which follows the aforementioned Tzimtzum, is when the simple, determined desire of the essential self comes to the aspect of spreading forth. This is the aspect of the Hayuli line and thread, the Kav V'chut, which includes every particular issuance from the beginning of the chaining down to its end, as previously mentioned. The first encompassing light of this Kav is called the lower purity. This is analogous to the general desire for a large building. This general desire includes all its particulars from beginning to end at once. Afterwards it divides with order and levels descending from the general to the particular, as in the aforementioned analogy. In other words, as it arose in his simple Hayuli desire to specifically come into revelation, it included all the particular desires. This is the desire which includes and encompasses them all, and is called the primal desire, Ratzon HaKadum, relative to everything that follows it. Afterwards, this desire comes by way of particulars, such as the desire to emanate, Atzilut, within which is included the desire for the 10 Sephirot of the world of Atzilut in all of their particulars. However, all of this is still concealed until it comes into an aspect of revelation, when the light is emanated in an aspect of actual emanation, Atzilut. Following this is the desire to create, Bria, something from nothing, etc. This desire includes the 10 Sefirot of intellect and emotions, etc. This descent of the desires continues until the final desire, which is everything that he desired, he did and brought out into actuality. This is the final conclusion of everything. Now, all these particulars were included in the primal desire, the Ratzon HaKadum, which comes in an aspect of influence after the original Tzimtzum. This then is the aspect of the beginning of the line, the Kav. This is to say, it is the first circle which follows the drawing down of the beginning of the aforementioned Hayuli line, the Kav Hamidah. This first circle is considered to be the general encompassing light of the 4 worlds of Atzilut, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiyah, and encompasses them all equally. It is also called the general thought that foresees and gazes upon all of creation from beginning to end in a single glance. This then is the explanation of the general matter of the whole of this line, the Kav. All the particular ways that it circles and returns and re-encircles may be understood according to the aforementioned analogy, as will be explained in the following chapter with Hashem's help. This will suffice for those of understanding.